we get started, a little bit more time. A little bit more time. Go follow us. YouTube. Obviously, you're in the group. You already see it. Share the link. We're doing this every Monday. Y'all not gonna laugh at me, are you? I've been over here talking and got the mic on mute. So just welcome everybody. Welcome. Like I said, like I was saying, typically we're not going to stream it live. We will share it. But mainly what we're looking at doing, I just wanted to show you guys and make sure you guys can actually see some of the nuggets you're going to get. Give me 1 second here. There we go. All right. Just see some of the nuggets you're going to get every Monday. We're going to do it at 6 p.m. So I would definitely advise you get involved. We'll be talking to you a lot more tomorrow at 7 p.m. I don't want to say we're going to set it off, but I think we're going to set it off tomorrow night. So make sure you invite everyone you know. But I do, because we're super excited. So we're hard at work. My tech team's hard at work. My support team's hard at work. I mean, we're putting together a lot of things that I know you guys are starting to see the fruits of our labor. Just know we've been at it for a few months now. We just wanted to make sure everything was right for you guys. So I'm about to go dig in. Let me get my timer started. So what Mondays are going to be is we're going to look at the market typically between Saturday and Sunday. I'm going through the market. I'm looking at what's coming up. I'm looking at news. I'm looking at, what the market did the previous week. So typically come Tuesday, I typically trade Tuesday through Friday, New York session. So what I'm looking for is I'm looking for what they call a bias. So I'm looking for what I'm going to be trading for the week, what I'm keeping my eyes on. You guys know I typically trade. Well, anybody that, has been around with us for a minute know I'm a US 30, NAS 100. I look at gold from time to time and GBP USD, which we'll get into, what all that means, later on. When you actually get on the inside and get into the course. So, but I like to know the direction. I like to already know what I'm doing. Typically Sunday, Monday. I like Monday to kind of just go. So at the close or towards the end of the day, Monday, a New York session, that's when I like to go in and kind of see what the market has started out doing already. Man, I can't wait for y'all to get inside this course and get to these live sessions, because that's really where the nuggets are. Just so I don't go too deep on you guys. Just know that on certain days the market does certain things, right? And we know that the market's going to go up or it's going to go down. We know that, right? So, well, up, down, sideways. But even when it goes, it's ranging. It's still going up and down just within a certain range, kind of like you see here. So I like to look and I like to get my bias, and then I essentially will do some setups, and then I'll just wait for the market to come to me. Typically, when the market comes to me is 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. That's how I typically am able to take one, maybe two trades a day, and it just happens. So I'm going to show you guys what I look at, and then I'm going to kind of go into kind of my process. So this will be the first thing in building your habits, and this is the part that may not be the sexiest, but if you want to get the bag, this is the part you gotta, and you don't gotta go into a deep dive in the beginning either. You just gotta know some certain information, which I'm gonna show you. So if you have your pen and pad, I hope you do, or you can screenshot. Actually, get your pen and pad. Get your pen and pad. I'm gonna wait about 30 seconds. Go ahead, get your pen and pad, and we're gonna dive on in. Let me actually see if this camera is working. Let me do this real quick. Yeah. Sorry. You know what I mean? Got all this hair on my head. I got to hold it up. So give me 1 second real quick. Give me 1 second real quick. Okay. All right. So hopefully you got your pen and pads. We're going to go to the first site. Let me just make sure you guys are actually seeing it. Okay, let me go screen share. First one we're going to go to is forex.com, obviously. So you guys can see my screen. So this is forex.com, or Forex Factory. And this is basically where you get a lot of news, a lot of updates, different things that are happening on in the economy and the economies of the world, I would put it. So I'm gonna keep it brief and then show you what I do. I typically go in here. I don't overcomplicate it. So I click on this little icon in the top corner here. I take off. These are basically impact levels. So red means it's going to impact the currency, or it's going to impact whatever I'm trading in the Forex market. The gray is telling me that the banks are closed. If the banks are closed, who creates the movement in the market is the banks. So I'm not trading on the day that the bank is closed. Yellow is news. very low impact. Orange is medium impact. So I take off the orange. I want to know what's moving the market. So I take off the orange. I take off the yellow. I keep all these marked. And again, all you got to do, you can actually set up an account here too. And then you can say what news, what country you want the news from. Me, the only pair I generally will trade is GBP USD. So I do keep GBP clicked and I keep USD. And what you're going to understand, what I should tell you real quick is that the markets globally go off the US dollar. So typically, there's a correlation with the US dollar and what's going on with another country's currency. So that's your one nugget for today. No. So I keep those checked, click apply. Then what I do is I come over here to where, the date is. I put it on this week. I click that and you see how it's highlighted for this week. Then I apply settings, and this gives me all the news that's coming out this week, right? This gives me what they're forecasting the news to be. This gives me the previous month or previous news for this, because some of these aren't just once a month. Most of them are. But it gives you the previous numbers right here. So obviously green is good, red is bad, right? So as you can see here, you got the time it's going to come out, the day is going to come out. Tomorrow we're pretty clear, but with anticipation of a lot of big news coming out this week, a lot. Mainly right here, the rates, CPI, FOMC is big. There's a lot of big ones in here. Unemployment claims are big. So if you typically, I'll give you this nugget here. If let's say all of these for the USD, US dollar, come in red, for example. Say it comes in red, so it doesn't match or exceed what they're projecting or forecasting. Typically, the US dollar is going to be weak that day. So that means the dollar is going to drop. So what I like to do is get in the market at the open the market when this stuff is happening. And this is actually going to be later in the day. So it's a good time to get in. I may actually take some later trades on Wednesday, just because, the market could be pretty stagnant in the morning, but it could be going crazy too, just out of anticipation, right? So what I like to do is if it's red, then I know typically, okay, I can't give you that sauce on here. All right. Typically, I'm going to be buying. I'm not going to tell you what I'm buying. Oh, yeah. I can't help myself. I'm going to tell you what. I'll show you that in a minute. But I'll show you a couple correlations with the US dollar. And for all my crypto heads out there, there is a correlation with the US dollar and Bitcoin. I'm going to just tell you that. There definitely is. So, and if I see it green, then I know I'm going to be going the opposite way, or I'll be looking for the opposite way. So if I'm looking through the week, I may take some notes down of, what could potentially happen here. So this just gives me the news for the week. So I'm taking notes here, taking real short notes. I'm not spending a whole bunch of time doing it. You may at the beginning, but as we go along, you'll be good. So Wednesday is a big day from what I'm seeing. Thursday is a big day. I'm not going to lie to you, I typically kill it Friday morning. I typically do my history. I've had struggles on Monday, hence why I don't trade on Mondays. I stick to what works for me, right? So Wednesday and Thursday definitely going to be a bag day. So we'll be getting the bag on that day. Whoever's on with me, and then let's go to the other site I go to is investing.com. Let me actually show you what I do. I haven't clicked on anything yet. You can still get the same news from here. I just like to plot it out on Forex Factory. Here I come looking for actual news. It just seems it's just a little better. It's what I like, right? So I'm looking at news stories, news headlines. If I see something that I feel can affect the dollar, I want to know about it. This is something I would read. And then I come down here, I click on indices, right? And I just want to see kind of the performance. I want to see the kind of the performance direction they're going. The Dow Jones is US 30. So we saw what the Dow Jones did, even though when I show you the charts, you won't see a lot of big movements. And that's another reason I don't really get into Mondays, right? You see the S&P 500 is a key factor in markets with the US dollar, period. So I always just kind of see what it's doing. It's not one of the things I trade. The NASDAQ, that's NAS 100. I probably trade NAS the most. It's probably about a 60-40 between NAS and US 30. From time to time, I'll trade them both in one session. But typically, I'm looking for the best setup. So if I see better setups on NAS, I'm typically going to trade NAS for the day. If I can make a quick, it hits quick, then I may go over, look at US 30 and see if I can add extra trade, but I do not put in a lot of trades. I do not overtrade because that's poor risk management in my book, because you're trading too much. What everyone needs to realize is you don't need to sit here for 7 hours, put in 18,000 trades. Nah, you don't need to do that. You just need to put in a couple solid trades each day, right? Then up here, big one, the dollar index, I pay a lot of attention to. I'm going to show you a few things on that tonight, but I'm not going to show you a lot because I don't want to give away too much sauce right now. We're just looking at the markets, right? But those are the three things: the dollar, the Dow Jones, the US 30, NAS 100. So as I'm looking at this, I'm looking at it real time with you, so I'm paying attention to certain things. But I don't want to go into it just because I don't want to lose anybody. But all you need to know is green is good, and then Forex red is good too. So, because we get the bag either way. Then I go to FinViz, and what I'm doing is I'm just getting a snapshot of what's going on in the market. Why is that so big? There we go. Okay. So you go to FinViz, you click on maps. So listen, US 30, everyone look up what US 30 is tonight. And US 30 belongs over here. So tech stocks, NAS 100, the 30, top 30, the NAS 100 is the top 100. So I like to come here. And what this is it's a heat map. That's what I call it. So obviously green is good and the shade of green. So it's showing what these stocks did. You can actually go, let me actually scroll up a little bit. So you can actually see, and if you click on it, it'll show you what's going on inside this little cluster here. And you can go on this from the week. I like to look on the week because I want to look at past data. And I want to see how it's performing. So at the moment, for a while now, the markets have been rewarding tech, right? And it'll actually tell you which sector it is right here. Communications, rewards, right? So then I like to go here, if it's going to let me. That's one day. So let's go to the week performance. So this gives you more information, right? And it's just a snapshot. So I just kind of like to dig in and kind of see. And then if I see certain things like this here, I'm not too worried about, but I'll go look at a little bit of the news, see what's going on with the stock. I'll actually click on it. But it's not a whole bunch of, it's not a deep dive into it, right? I like to keep things simple. Only thing I want to know, US 30, you going up, you going down. Dollar, you going up, you going down. What's your strength? What's your volatility, right? So that's that one. And then also look at what is called the VIX, which is, I'm not going to go too deep into it, but if you go to it, it'll actually tell you what it is right here. But it's a good gauge of volatility, especially with the S&P 500. So this tells me something. that I'm not going to go into because I just want to kind of go over the market, and I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to lose anybody, don't want to talk over anybody. But I'm going to show you what this means once I go to the chart, what it gives me indication of. And it also gives you how the market did. So Dow Jones on here up 20, up 0.20, 0.63, and it gives you all this stuff. You can even look at a whole bunch of other things too. So as I'm looking at that on my notepad, I'm formulating my bias for the week. Now I scalp. I don't enter trades and let them ride for the week. It's just not my psychology, which we're going to talk about once we really get deep into the course and different things like that, and get into the live sessions is very important. So those are the areas I go to. Because even down here on forex.com, you can look at these different areas also. So I'm looking at these. I'm looking at these. Make sure I'm not muted. Okay, good, 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 good. So you see these. Now let's go to the charts. The next thing I like to do is I actually put a horizontal at the beginning of the week, so I know essentially what the market did today. So some of you might be looking at this as a, oh, wow, it's a big move. That is not a big move for US 30. I'm just let you know that. So remember what the VIX said, how it was down. So there was movement, but it wasn't a whole lot of movement.
Excuse me, sir. You're still sharing Forex.
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Let me switch screens real quick, guys. Share screen. Let's go here. There we go. All right. I need to see which screen you guys are actually seeing. All right, here we go. Good. All right, so as you can see here, like I was talking about with the VIX, there wasn't a lot of movement. Let me actually zoom out. This is on a 5 minute. I typically trade on a 1 or the 5 minute, or enter on a 1 or 5 minute. I actually look at the market starting on a 4 hour. And that's as much of the sausage you're going to get right now. But I'm looking at is different levels. So what I like to do is I go in the past. So I'm going to go to the higher time frame. Typically, I start with the 1 hour, then I go to the 4, then come back to the 1 hour. So this shows on the higher time frame, you get a good idea. So let me see. Let's go on the 1 hour. Let's actually draw it out. So remember, this is the start of the day. Not much movement at all. There's usually a lot more movement, as you can see. As you can see. So not a lot today. But what I'm going to look at is the movement in the market and where price went to, came back to, all that good stuff. So I'm just creating a bias right now, which I already did. Sorry. But I see price come back to this area. First thing I do is I figure out my range. Something I like to do is, and we'll actually do something, well, once you guys get inside and actually get into the training and the live sessions, I'll actually walk through Trading View so you can see all the things you can do with it. And as you can see over here, this is all, you notice I don't have a whole list of 100 different things. This is all I look at. So what it is, it's almost like, you know, you're getting to know these pairs or these indices. So you're getting to know gold. I'm getting to know US 30 NAS. You know that I know their habits, right? So what I'm gonna do right now, and I'm actually doing this kind of live, so I actually want to see. Just looking at how many pips from top to bottom. That's about where I like 300 or more if I'm trading indices. But as you can see, this area holds up. So then what I like to do on the 4 hour is zoom out so I can get a clear picture of what's going on or what has been going on. So we see here, you know, NOS has been shooting up. Let's go to the hour. Doing the same thing. NOS has been shooting up. So next thing I'll do is go to the dollar. These are levels from last week. And we see what the dollar's been doing on the 1 hour, right? So what I want to do is let me do this real quick. 0. I just want to make sure this is the right date. Yes, it is. So let me move. All I'm doing is moving this so I can see what's going on. You should just be going to it, sir. There we go. All right, cool. Then I'm going to zoom in. 4 hour, we see price pulling up to this zone here. So what I want to see in the morning is this price going to continue to come up to this area. And no, I don't trade. Don't do futures yet. So let me get rid of that. But I want to see if price is going to pull all the way back up here. So, all right, here's a nugget for you. If in the morning I see price pull back up here, let's say price is still here at 630, but I see price is pulling back up to this zone. So you got to remember the zones in the market, they're like magnets. Let me make sure I got my. So if it pulls up here, then I'm going to tell you for sure, I'm going to be looking to sell on NOS, US 30, or gold. I'm going to just kind of pause right there. Let's see if anybody caught that. If the dollar continues to go up and comes up to this area, which let me actually see, 67%. Okay. Actually pulls up here, then I'm going to go to NOS and gold, and I'm looking for the sell. So as you can see here, I'm already set up for it, right? So let's say I'm down on the 5 minute. Now, both areas are marked up and ready for whatever price is going to do. But I'm looking for this. Why? Because price always, it's already shown it's come here. And let me show you what, hopefully I don't give y'all too much sauce tonight, but I'm going to just show you some habits. Let me go here. There we go. All right, cool. Now I just need to move this. Come on, there you go. But I'm going to show you what price does on NOS. And I've shown some of my other students this too. NOS made a move. What did it do? Range. Made a move. So what is it going to do now? And what is it currently doing? Range. So if price does end up falling down here by the time the morning, then that's going to make me a happy camper. I haven't marked it up yet, but I'm going to. But I'm not going to do it on here right now. That's not what we're here for. But let's just say it does come down to this area. And let's say the dollar begins to tank. I'm looking to take it back up. So just from this area to this area is close to 300 pips. So that's that. Same thing on gold. If I see the dollar shooting up, I'm taking gold down, which I'm going to be honest. Just looking at this, it's the first time I looked at gold today, and just looking at this, it's setting up pretty sweet. It's setting up pretty sweet. Definitely not ready, but it's setting up pretty sweet. And these are markups from last week. So I'm going to keep that level there. I'm going to come to the bottom. If you guys are wondering what this is on the bottom, it's just giving me a measure of trend. So whether the market is buying or it's selling, just a confirmation. I use a few indicators, maybe 2 to 3, but I only use them as confirmation because I know how to read price, right? And I teach it and I keep it simple. I don't overcomplicate it. I don't try to sound like a professor or anything, right? Because I want everyone to kind of understand. So let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wait for NOS because I know it's coming back. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's coming back. When price comes back in this area, I'm gonna be looking to grab. Hold on, I gotta get close to the mic. I'm gonna be looking to grab some moolah. I'm gonna be grabbing some bread, right? So we know this is a ranging area. So I know when price comes back here, it's gonna range for some time, however long. But I know price is going to pull back, right? So I like to get in about 6:30. I usually wait a few minutes because I want to get the craziness out the way. Because let me show you this real quick so you guys don't get caught up in it. If you're ever trying to roll solo bolo by yourself, which I don't advise. That's the whole point of us being here with you and for you, right? So let's say, 6:30. We see price doing this, because what will happen is you'll get a candle, especially during news or something like that. You'll get a candle that's crazy, right? And you're thinking, oh man, I got to get in here. So you'll get in somewhere here, not realizing in this same candle, depending on the news, price can do this quick. Let me put that in red. So that's kind of let y'all know that means you lost something. Let me go here and make it a little thicker, right? Or, you know what I mean? So I've been in trades and I've seen it where you got this big, huge candle, you're excited, you're still in that same candle, still on a 5-minute, and then that joker just comes all the way back down. And then this next candle that opens up, say it opened to here, but yet you're in a buy. And it keeps going. Right? So that's why I have a set of 3 rules. I have some confirmations. I wait. So typically I'm not just jumping in the market. I'm following my rules. I'm getting my bag and I'm getting out. I keep my risk. I manage my own risk. So what I do is I do this. I set an alert. So even through the night, if price actually reaches this area, I'm going to know about it because I'm going to get an alert. I'm going to get a text on my phone. It's going to tell me. So this is how you have freedom, even more freedom while learning this skill is you don't got to sit here and watch it. Now, when I'm in a session, I'm watching it. I'm managing the trade. But typically, if I'm marking it up and I'm drawing up areas, then I'm just going to set alerts, right? So again, what I'm looking for this week is I'm looking to see what happens with the dollar. I personally think the dollar is going to come back. Just looking at the type of news that's coming out, I see the dollar coming back. And I see a consolidation area here. Right? So you see it here. You get it here. What I want price to do is come back down. Even if it just comes, it can also come to this area. Let me go here. Let me see. Obviously, it's already proven that. And I'm going to show you that real quick. We're almost out of time. So I'm going to just do this real quick so give you a visual. Because over time, after you guys are trading, you know, a little bit with us, you'll start to just be able to open the charts and see this stuff. You know, so don't overcomplicate it. Don't feel like you got to get it all in one day, right? But that's where I could see price coming to, somewhere in here. So if price drops down here, then I know I'm going to be patient and get this bag. Even if price comes and breaks this area, it's going to come back down. It's going to come back down. Uh-oh, that means we out of time. So I'm going to just show you that, and then I'm going to show you one other thing after I delete these, and then I will let you go for the night, and I will see you next Monday. Let me go here. I didn't even add it on here. But I want to show you something for my crypto heads real quick. Where my crypto heads at? Okay, where you go? There you go. All right. What in the world is this? All right, we're going to do this the old school way. All right, let's go. Oh, that was the index. Okay. Let me go over here to crypto. Bam. We go here. Let's go over here. Dang, that joker still marked up. Huh? All right. Let's go to the day. And as you guys know, most of you guys know, I've had this marked up for about 6 months. About 4 to 6 months. And exactly what was marked. But what I want to show you is I'm actually going to do something I never do, but I'm going to go ahead and remove it. It's the day chart. So let me actually go here. FYI, I haven't tested this yet, so we can see this live. Let me go. There we go, right there. Let's go to the dollar. We're on the day chart. Same day and time. Let me actually zoom out just a little bit. Then we're going to go here. Then we're going to go back to Bitcoin. If I'm looking at this, I see the dollar still stuck over here. Not actually, but if you really look at it. The dollar's here. Look at Bitcoin. And I don't know if you notice. Now let's zoom out on the dollar, just so I can show you this correlation. Look. Dollar. Let's go to the same area. Obviously, there's a lot of key factors in why Bitcoin's doing what it's doing. But that's left for another day. But look. Correlation. Now let's go to gold. Dollar. Dropping. Gold on the day chart. What's it doing? Shooting up. Let's see what US 30. Shooting up. Again, dollar dropping. Dollar dropping. What's US 30 doing? Shooting. NAS. Shooting. Dollar. Dropping. So with that being said, everyone have a great evening. We will see you tomorrow night, 7 p.m. It's going to be a show, y'all. So make sure you guys get everyone on. We're going to give out a lot of great information, give out some bonuses. to everyone and really give you guys a sense of what we are here for and what we are here doing and how, as a community, we're going to take this thing to the next level and help households instead of just, you know what I mean? So we're here for real. We're here to help you for real. Not to pad our pockets. We're here to help you for real. Because a lot of stuff you got to remember, I've been doing this for a minute. I guarantee you, actually, I'm going to go tally everything and I'm going to bring some receipts. 25, 30 grand on education, easy, learning this stuff. So just make sure you get on tomorrow night, 7 p.m. All the information is actually in our groups. And you also want to invite people that you know needs this information just as bad as you do. And stay locked in and plugged in. Super excited. See you guys soon.